Welcome back, everyone. My name is Tony Lau, professional Feng Shui consultant based in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the USA. Today, we'll be revealing the secret to the next two elements, wood and fire. These are the investments that you should be watching out for if you're born in the autumn and winter season between August 8th to March 5th. Quick disclaimer here for YouTube, I'm not a financial advisor. The purpose of this video for entertainment only. I'll use some of my professional opinion as a Feng Shui consultant to perform some of the analysis. Before we start today, you should definitely hit the like button for some good luck today. Let me try it right now. Oh, look, my portfolio just went up by 1%. Let's talk about the first element today, wood. What type of investment would be considered part of the wood element category? Basically, anything that fit in the artistic or creative category would be a wood type of investment. This year, wood is ranked at number 3 of all 5 elements. So they're kind of down in the middle row, average. I wouldn't increase my position if I'm holding a lot of wood type of stock. I personally don't hold any wood or fire investment. I had never done good with them in the past because I'm born in the summer. While some of my clients that were born in the winter had done exceptionally well in some of these investments. So I highly recommend it if you were born between August 8th to March 5th. Obviously, you want to invest in something you love and know about. The most obvious sector in the wood element category would be lumber. A big player in the lumber industry is West Fraser Timber, ticker WFG. I think it's a Canadian forestry company. Their market cap is around $10 billion Canadian dollar. I think this is a good long-term play for those that want to play in this type of element. Next, we have the furniture sector. First, you have the Mohawk Industry, ticker MHK. It's a pretty well-known company in the US. They're a great play in this sector. And you also have the bed company like Sleep Number, SNBR. Also, recent year, the growing trend of the Purple Innovation Company, ticker PRPL. That's a great play for furniture type of stock too. I personally have some of the pillows, they're great. Besides furniture, we have the recycling. Those are part of the sector as well. The biggest player in the recycling sector is probably waste management. They service waste demand in cities across America. And if you're not familiar with this sector, consider buying an ETF such as ticker EVX. They track all the stock in this environmental recycling sector. Next, with the paper mill. They're the company that makes paper. Paper comes from tree, and that's wood. Couple companies I found that seems potential based on the performance and fundamental data. You got a Brazilian company, ticker SUZ, and a European company, ticker SWM, and then a US company based in Memphis, ticker IP. I think this is one of the bigger company in the US. Market cap of over $21 billion. Now, besides paper, we have our textile sector as well. One of the notable companies I found in this sector is Albany International Corp. Ticker AIN. If you're not sure about a particular company, you can invest in the index as well. One of them I found that looks potential is this ticker called BAL that tracks the textile industry, that tracks any company that deal with cotton. So you can buy into the overall trend of this entire industry. And of course, we can't go without mentioning booksellers. The most popular one we know is Amazon, #1 bookseller, and a bunch of other stuff as well. They actually started originally as an online bookseller back in the 90s. It wasn't until like the recent decade that they started selling other stuff. And now they make like devices as well, so that cross them into other element sector. But the core of Amazon is still the wood element from the book selling days. That's probably why I haven't done well trading Amazon in the past. Another major player in this industry is Barnes & Noble, ticker BNED. They would be a good play for those that want to trade in this particular sector. Lastly, we have the fashion and clothing. There's a lot of players in this sector. So if you want to just buy an ETF that target all of the company, ticker iBuy is a good pick. And the biggest player you got in this sector is TJX. Ticker TJX. They have a whooping $80 billion market cap in this sector. I know a lot of people that shops in their subsidiary. Not to criticize anyone here, they're a bit overpriced in my book. Both the products and their company trading volume right now at a whopping 897 price to earning ratio. And when you talk about this retail sector, I have to bring out Realty Income Corp, ticker O. Obviously, they're a real estate company, but they hold primarily in the retail sector. They're a pretty good dividend holding company that pays every month. They're slightly crossed into the earth element sector as well because of them being a real estate investment. But their primary business is in the retail sector, so that crossed them into the wood element category as well. That's all I got for wood. On to the next element, fire. So what type of investment is affiliated with the fire element? Basically anything that can be consumed or evaporate is part of the fire element category. Fire is actually pretty good this year. They're taking the second place in 2021, just below water, especially for anyone that's born in the autumn and winter seasons. Definitely consider fire element investment to be top priority in their investment. The most notable one in the fire element category is oil. Oil price have been hammered in 2020, and this year they're making a comeback with interest. There's a lot of oil company out there, so we'll be taking a long time to go through all of them. So I'll just put a list up here and you can look at all of the tickers. I'll put down the top 10 players in this sector that are worth buying this year. ExxonMobil all the way down to the Vanguard Energy Index, ticker VDE. All of these are worth adding to your portfolio for 2021. Besides oil, what else is consumable? The energy sector will be next. Mainly we got coal and uranium are the big player in this sector. Coal, to my surprise, I think coal might make a comeback this year, but they have been going in this downward trend. I'm not feeling too good about coal. Energy and uranium, I'm not too familiar about. There's a ETF ticker URA that tracks all of the company that deal with uranium across the world. That would be a fund that could potentially help diversify your portfolio. And of course, we can't go without mentioning any clean energy in the fire element category. Now, I mentioned a lot of dirty energy already. Clean energy, solar is also part of this category as well. This is an interesting sector to play into. I remember there was a lot of hype a little over 10 years ago. Then it just kind of crashed down and it hasn't really recovered until last year. So it could be a hit or miss. But the ticker TAN tracks all of the company in this sector. Would be a good play for the overall market. Also, we have my favorite company, Tesla. They're not a major player in this sector. Their core business is obviously cars, but they do deal with like battery and solar panel as well, which cross into this fire element category. I would expect this part of their business expand this year due to the benefit from the fire element in 2021. Next, we have the utility sector. Electricity causes fire, so utility naturally part of the fire element category. I found a couple decent company in the top of the sector. First, we have their Nix Air Energy, ticker NEE. They're an American energy company. Next, we have the Dominion Energy. They actually service the energy here in Utah, and I'm pretty familiar with them. They're a good play for any dividend portfolio as well. Ticker D. Lastly, we have Excel Energy, ticker XEL. They're still slightly undervalued. I imagine that potential to grow this year. So after utility, we have the communication service. They're your phone and internet service providers. The biggest player is probably Comcast, ticker CMCSA. They are a terrible company with terrible customer service that makes a lot of money. So we can look the other side on the terrible service part. They're actually a good play for this year if you want to invest into communication services. Other player in this sector are the big player for cell phone providers. We got the Verizon, the AT&T, and the T-Mobile. T-Mobile actually has a good growth potential after the merger with Sprint. And there's also other company in this sector, but they also cross over with the metal element from the last episode. You got companies such as Google, Facebook, they also manufacture physical devices and sells in the market, so they could potentially be a mixed play. As a rule of thumb, invest in what you love and what you know. Another sector in this buyer element category is restaurants. Restaurants had been hit hard last year. You see a lot of restaurants closing down across the country. This year, they're definitely making a comeback with the restriction dying off. At the top of the list, we have Starbucks, that's actually the biggest player in this sector, ticker SBUX. I personally trade Starbucks in the past, had made money from it, but still not as much as money I make from the water and metal sector stocks. Starbucks is definitely a gem I would consider adding to my portfolio this year. And the company we all know is McDonald's, ticker MCD. They're a little bit crossover with the earth element sector. They're more of a real estate company rather than a restaurant company. Other player in this sector are Yum, ticker YUM. They own KFC, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, Abbott, and other company, and a bunch of other fast food brand. Another company I'm bullish on is Domino Pizza. They're really branding themselves to be this tech-savvy pizza company. Even though they had a pretty good year last year, I can see them continue trending up for this year too. There's a lot of potential in this sector as the restriction coming down for restaurant. We should see more and more people going out to eat again. And if you made it to the video this far, consider subscribing. It really helps out with this channel. We just started this year. And leave a comment down below if you have any question. I'm always happy to answer any type of question in the comments, even if they're totally unrelated to this video. So stay tuned, we'll conclude with the last element, Earth. There's a lot to cover with Earth because of the real estate nature. See you next time.